Hello and welcome to another episode of Magic the Gathering Top 10. Today we're looking at a Tier 2 deck, the Mono Red deck by Antonio Borzi. Sorry if I'm butchering that name. First we're going to start with the lands, which is pretty basic. It's 19 basic mountains. Next we're going to go to the creatures. We have a 2-copy of On-Crop Crasher, which is a 3/2 for 2 and a red. It has haste, and you may exert On-Crop Crasher as it attacks. When you do, target creature can't block this turn. Then we have a 4 of Bomat Courier. Bomat Courier is a 1/1 for 1. Has haste. Whenever Bomat Courier attacks, exile the top card of your library face down. You can't look at it. Pay 1 red, discard your hand, sacrifice Bomat Courier, put all exiled cards with Bomat Courier into their owner's hands. Then we have a 4 of Earthshaker Kinra. Earthshaker Kinra is a 2/1 for 1 and a red. It has haste. When Earthshaker Kinra enters the battlefield, target creature with a power less than or equal to Earthshaker Kinra can't block this turn. And then it has Eternalize for 4 and 2 red. Eternalize. Exile this card from your graveyard, create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 4/4 black zombie jackal warrior with no mana cost. Eternalize only as a sorcery. Next is G2 Lava Runner. It's a 1/2 for 1 red. As long as there are 2 or more instants or sorcery cards in your graveyard, G2 Lava Runner gets +1/+0 and has haste. Goblin Chain Whirler is a 3/3 for 3 red. Has first strike. When Goblin Chain Whirler enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to each opponent and each creature, and each planeswalker they control. Soulscar Mage, we have 4 of them. It's a 1/2 for 1 red. With Prowess, if a source you control would deal non-combat damage to a creature an opponent controls, put that many -1/-1 counters on that creature instead. And for the last creature, we have the Vashino Warriors. We have 4 of them. Vashino Pyromancers. Excuse me. They cost 1 and 1 red. They're a 2/1. When Vashino Pyromancer enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to target player or planeswalker. Next we have the spells. We have a 4 of Lightning Strikes. Lightning Strike costs 1 and 1 red, and deals 3 damage to target creature or player. Next we have Shock. Shock costs 1 red, and deals 2 damage to any target. We have 4 copies of those. Then we have 4 copies of Wizard's Lightning. For 2 and a red, this spell costs 2 less if you control a wizard. Wizard's Lightning deals 3 damage to any target. Lastly, for the spells, we have a 3 of the Flame of Keld. The Flame of Keld costs 1 and a red, and has, as this saga enters the battlefield, and after you draw step, add a lore counter. Sacrifice after 3 lore counters. On the first counter, you discard your hand. On the second counter, draw 2 cards, and on the third, if a red source you control would deal damage to a permanent or player this turn, it deals that much damage +2 to that permanent or player instead. Lastly, for the sideboard, we have 2 copies of Braid. A Braid costs 1 and 1 red. A Braid deals 3 damage to target creature or destroy target artifact. Then we have 2 copies of Aethersphere Harvester, which is a 3/5 for 3. It has flying. When Aethersphere Harvester enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy. Pay 1 energy. Aethersphere Harvester gains lifelink until end of turn, and it has crew 1. Tap any number of creatures you control with total power of 1 or more. This vehicle becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. Then we have a 3 of Chandra's Defeat. Chandra's Defeat costs 1 red, and has Chandra's Defeat deals 5 damage to target red creature or red planeswalker. If that permanent is a Chandra planeswalker, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Chandra, Torch of Defiance, comes into play with 4 loyalty counters and costs 2 and 2 red. It has a +1, exile the top card of your library. You may cast that card. If you don't, Chandra, Torch of Defiance deals 2 damage to each opponent. Then it has +1, add 2 red to your mana pool. -3, Chandra, Torch of Defiance deals 4 damage to target creature. -7, you get an emblem with whenever you cast a spell, this emblem deals 5 damage to target creature or player. Next we have a single copy of Cut to Ribbons. Cut costs 1 red, deals 4 damage to target creature. Ribbons costs 2 black and X with Aftermath. Cast this spell only from your graveyard, and then exile it. Each opponent loses X life. And then we have 2 copies of Fight with Fire, and it costs 2 and a red, with a kicker of 5 and 1 red. You may pay an additional 5 and a red as you cast this spell. Fight with Fire deals 5 damage to target creature. If the spell is kicked, it deals 10 damage divided as you choose among any number of targets instead. Next we have a single copy of Hazoret the Fervent. Hazoret is a 5/4 for 3 and a red, has indestructible, haste. Hazoret can't attack or block unless you have 1 or fewer cards in hand. It has pay 2 and a red, discard a card. It deals 2 damage to each opponent. Then we have a 2 of Insult to Injury, and that insult costs 2 and a red. Damage can't be prevented this turn. If a source you control would deal damage this turn, it deals double that damage instead. Injury is 2 and a red with Aftermath. Cast the spell only from your graveyard and exile it, then exile it. Injury deals 2 damage to target creature and 2 damage to target player. Again, this was a look at the mono red aggro from Antonio Borzi. It was a tier 2 deck. If you like it, give us a like, comment, and a share down below. Thank you. Bye.